Hi.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at in the world, and welcome to the Savanh Family Show. And we are super excited to be here with you today.
Yes.
And hey, beliefs, right? Beliefs either drive you or beliefs either hold you back, right? Either drives you or destroys you. Beliefs also either really sets limiting beliefs or really drives you to create some empowering beliefs so that you can create massive breakthroughs, making really the impossible possible. So let's really find out how to shift our beliefs. So the big question is this: how do married couples like us, who have busy schedules, run high-performing businesses, face challenges daily, raise multiple children,
and yet still remain in love, passionate, and happy like when we first dated?
That is the question, and this show will give you the answers.
Welcome to the Savanh Family Show.
Master your relationship, your life, and your business now.
Welcome back.
Yes, and if this is your first time watching us, we just want to welcome you. My name is Savanh. This is my beautiful wife, my angel, my queen, Phyllis Savanh.
Hi.
Also my amazing business partner. And we are super happy to be here with you because we're going to share with you something we learned from the World Summit. So
Yes.
Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi just ran their very first virtual World Summit. And I think it was like 8,000 or 9,000 people on it. It was amazing. People. It was the first event that they ran. It's called World Summit, and the topic is on the knowledge industry, right? So you're talking about what's a knowledge industry, but just to kind of let you guys know, in the last 11 days, we've been on this marathon of learning. Really, we went from learning from Russell Brunson. He had a 3-day event. Went to Peng Joon, 4-day event. Went to, then took a break, went to World Summit, went to Leadership Academy. So we're going to share a lot with you in the next year. So there's a lot that we...
And you obviously wonder, why do you want to share all this with me? Because we realized that it was a lot of good knowledge, and we want you to level up to get with us so that we can change our world together.
Yes. So the knowledge, so today's topic is on the knowledge industry. And this is the very first takeaway that we're going to share with you today. But we have uploaded and went live on several different types of videos. We cover relationship, intimate relationship, family, as well as business and personal growth. So if you guys are interested in learning more from us, please go back and watch our previous videos, okay?
Yes.
And then we're going to have a ton of takeaways from the World Summit as well in the next videos to come. All right, so so the topic today is the knowledge industry. So what's the knowledge industry? Let me kind of give it to you in this perspective. You're 45 years old, like me, 46, going to be 46. So if you had an opportunity to go back in the past 25, 20 years ago, doesn't matter, right? To write a book, to record a video, do a podcast, to coach your 20-year-old self, how valuable would that be? That's the knowledge industry, right? That is taking things that you're passionate about, things that you are in love with, and the knowledge that you have gained through the years to go back and share it with your 20-year-old self. I mean, that is, to me, priceless. That's worth a lot. And that's really what the knowledge industry is. And it is growing massively. You know, traditional education has failed us, quite honestly. It has. You know, over almost 80% now where people go to college and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get educated, yet they spend 80% of those graduates who graduate in their field that they went to pay for don't end up working in their field. To me, that is broken, right? And the knowledge industry is the polar opposite of that. It's real people teaching real life knowledge, skills, capabilities, and sharing it with the world.
Yes, you might not know about this, but this is a new movement that's going on. It sounds really grand, right? Knowledge industry, what does that mean? Technically, you have already experienced it before. It's just kind of like you're going, online and learn from your teacher, learn from your professor. But now, instead of teacher and professor, you're actually doing it with regular people that have done, done it in the past. right? I know that I can't remember what it's Tony or Dean. I think Jolie, Tony's daughter, she was still in school, and Tony had to tell her, hey, why don't you quit school and then just go to Broadway, since you want to be a Broadway actor,
actor, dancer,
actor dancer.
Theater,
Dean Graziosi, the daughter wants to be a top-notch designer. So Dean say, why don't you quit school? And I will refer you to one of my best friend who is a top designer in the industry. Just go learn from her, because again, if you're looking at Tony or Dean, they didn't graduate in a fancy school, but they obviously have huge success.
Yes.
So they together created this called the knowledge industry. You can just teach them how to how to get better without, to a certain extent, without certification, right? And one of the one of them that actually talk about is really, really good for me is this mom. The kids have a lot of eczema. My kids have a lot of eczema too. I was looking for all kind of cures. I just couldn't find it. Go to the doctor, get scanned, get tested with blood, everything. It just doesn't work. And apparently this lady found out about this formula, this framework that she has.
Home remedy.
Yeah, that cure all that. And and right now she's getting very popular, because I don't mind paying her to cure my kids' eczema, because it is really painful to see it. I mean, the professional cannot help me. I'm surprised she can, and I don't mind paying her to help me with this situation.
Right. Yes.
So that is the knowledge industry.
Yes, most definitely. So we're going to share with you a takeaway from them. We're going to share with you 3 tips today on the first takeaway. Again, this series is going to go a lot because we did learn a lot from the World Summit.
Yes.
You're going to get a lot of takeaways. So this is our first takeaway. So tip number 1 is you have to, if you want to enter the knowledge industry, you have to get rid of the imposter syndrome that you have within you.
Yes.
Okay? What is the imposter syndrome? You feel like you're not good enough. Like you need a certification, you need to go to college, or you need to do this thing. No, it's not. If you're good at it, right? The thing I love about the knowledge industry is something you want, and you're finding somebody who's actually done it. That's it. Somebody who can help you close the gap from where you are to where you want to be.
Yep.
That's it. And if they've done it, they've walked your shoes. They know what made them successful, what to avoid, what pitfalls to avoid. That's the knowledge industry.
Yep.
And so getting rid of the imposter syndrome is you feeling like you're not good enough to be on stage or doing a video or to share or to coach or to whatever it is that you love doing to somebody else. And if you made it, you happened, right? You made it successful. You don't need a certificate to back you up. You don't need anybody's credibility other than your own to say, I did it. I saved my marriage. I turned it around. I built the business. I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. Right? I built multiple businesses, so I'm going to teach you about entrepreneurship. If you want to launch your business, I'm going to teach you that. If you want to launch your business online, I'm going to teach you that. So get rid of that imposter syndrome, because if you have done it, then you should not feel like an imposter. Does that make sense?
Yes, and the craziest thing is this happened to a lot of people.
Totally.
I met with this this woman. She is just so incredibly good, so incredibly smart. And right before she launched her course, she's like, "Oh man, I just feel like I am not good enough. I feel like, I need to get better." And I was like, how much more can you get better? And especially, she actually has certificate too. She's not the, I just have the experience. And, it's just that, it's crazy, because it even took me 6 months to get in front of the camera, because we know that before the camera, we help out a lot of people, from years and years, people will come to us and, let us know that, hey, thank you so much for changing our life. We just really enjoy that. Right. But, just tell us to put ourselves in front of camera. It's just like, it's crazy. Like, it just can't do it. Until recently, my husband's like, you know what? Hey, just like what Tony Robbins said, go big or go home. So we go big or go home. We decided to go in front of the camera and talk to everybody. And, man, we got so much feedback and so much love back. And it's like, hey, man, you guys are doing amazing. I can't imagine that you guys are new at this, and so on and so forth. But the first thing is you really need to get rid of that imposter syndrome, because a lot of people out there is waiting for you to teach them that one thing or the 2 thing or the 10 thing that you're really, really good at, because together we can make the world a lot better.
Yeah, just like the gal who is curing children of eczema, right? I mean, if she had imposter syndrome, she wouldn't have created that course. Dean wouldn't have bought that course to fix his kid's eczema, and then Dean would have been suffering watching his kid suffer. Like, it's so amazing. Like, you have something within you, so you gotta get rid of that fear of that imposter syndrome. So, tip number 2 is align what you love doing with a niche. All right, with a niche, somebody out there needs what you know. your super, powers is what we call it, right?
Yep.
Everybody has some superpowers within them, right? You're great at something, right? You
Yep.
don't have to be great at everything, but you're great at something. Whether it's, I don't know, I'll just use an example. You might have had, I'm gonna bring this up, but when my baby had our children, we had home birth. Okay, we gave birth at home, right? So we went to our midwife, right? So our midwife, and we met a couple there. And she does home birth, right? And she had at that time 8 or 9 children, right? So
7.
she has
Going to
been
be 8.
breastfeeding for 17 straight years. 17 straight years, all right? So if she made a course on breastfeeding and taught you how to breastfeed, I would buy it. Does that make sense? Because obviously she's great at something. Does that make sense? She may not be great at anything else, but man, she's had 17 years.
She is very good at being a mother.
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you know what I mean? If she wanted to do a course
on how to raise 8 kids at the same time,
if she came
consecutively, you will want to buy it, right? If you want to have 8 kids consecutively and breastfeed consecutively,
how to latch and all that stuff, she created a course. That's what I mean by you have something that you are really good at, and she also loved it.
Yes.
Me and my wife were like jaw dropper, like 17 years. Could you do that? She's like, no, and I'm like, wow, I want to see that 17 years. But she did it, but she loved it. And so that's something she loves. So somebody out there says, man, I'm having a hard time getting my kid to latch or getting my kid to breastfeed. I know it's so painful to do this. And if she came up with a course, somebody would buy it. Does that make sense? So align what you love doing with the niche. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, recently we even check out this show. This lady, she just loved to cook. She loved to cook Thai food specifically, and her YouTube channel was going all the way up, and she's selling her recipe.
Amazing.
And the most important thing is she's doing what she loves.
Yeah.
She really enjoys what she loves. So the truth is, if you enjoy what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yes, most definitely. And then tip number 3. Tip number 3 is take uncomfortable action. I love this. I got this from Dean Graziosi. I freaking love it. This is talking about stretching yourself, right? What do you mean by uncomfortable action? Yes, if you want to grow, you have to, growth happens when comfortability ends. So taking uncomfortable action to say, man, I am so fearful of getting on camera. What do I put on? What do I say? What do I buy? Like, you just do it. That's uncomfortable action. And eventually you just get it. You're like sitting on camera. You're like me. You're like, you're just talking and it doesn't matter anymore. Does that make sense? You just get used to it. That's what uncomfortable action, because at the very beginning, it was very uncomfortable.
Yes.
In the very beginning,
what kind of earrings should I be wearing?
Yes.
Is the makeup too heavy?
Yes.
And then, Jamie Lima was, Kern, right?
Kern Lima,
Yeah, she was amazing. She said, just be yourself, whoever you are on camera is whoever you are off camera.
Yes.
So now I'm just being myself. So you can see I'm a pretty simple person. I don't have anything extravagant. Again, if you like me, you like me. If you don't like me, unfortunately,
she's beautiful the way it is,
like
right? She can just, I tell her all the time, but obviously it's women have a hard thing where they're
I know.
super hard on themselves.
I'm working on that myself too.
Exactly. That's amazing. So take uncomfortable action. This is how you stretch. This is how you grow. Just like a muscle, right? You pull up or pick up on resistance. That's when the muscles are going to grow the most. And you're a muscle. You are a walking muscle. So if you want to grow, you have to take uncomfortable action. Okay? Yes. So again, that's to kind of recap the knowledge industry, guys. Again, if you like this video, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. That I want to get into the knowledge industry. Cease and Phyllis made it happen. We would love to know that story in the future, right? Because we really do. We really believe in it. We believe in the knowledge industry. There's things that I buy online that I'm like, man, this is amazing. If somebody didn't believe themselves, they had the imposter syndrome, they wouldn't have came up with that course. I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have taken massive action and learned it myself. So again, the knowledge industry, get rid of the imposter syndrome. That's the first tip we have for you. Second is align what you love doing with a niche. There's something that you love doing. You know it. There's something passionately brewing inside of you that you love doing. Just do that. And there's plenty markets out there that will buy from you. And then take uncomfortable action, right? Yes. And it's so important to stretch yourself and get out of your box. Somebody always talks about, think outside the box. Well, that's wrong, because there's never a box. So there's no point of thinking outside the box. We create the box. So There's no box. Does that make sense? So if you guys like this, hit the like button, comment. We'd love to know where you're from, where you're watching us from, as well as where you are from. so we can kind of know that. And then if you have anything else to add to this that will add value to other people, we would love that. And add value to us, we would love that. So if you have something, the knowledge industry, we love this subject, add this. I would love to hear that so we can share it with other people. And then please follow us and like our page here. And then below, there are links. There are links below to learn more from us. We have several other videos, several trainings that are free, as well as you can learn more about us below and the charities that we belong to. Okay, so we love you very, very much. If you have anything you want to ask us, comment, as well as you can reach out to us and our team below. Okay, we love you. Enjoy the rest of you. We'll see you in the next series. If you like this show, subscribe now.
Remember, mastery starts here.
See you on the next show.